If elected governor, would you plan on joining other states that are in the fight to repeal Obamacare right now?
Yes. Should we talk a little bit on Obamacare, folks? The Obamacare bill will dramatically increase taxes. I saw a memo from Harley Davidson today. I'll tell you what, I'll throw out the number that's in my mind, but it was in the millions of dollars. Kelly, do you remember what that number was? I read it this morning. 13 million? The bottom line is this. We're starting to see memos from our businesses across Wisconsin. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Sorry about that. Kelly's my right arm. She's been with me 8 years, and I haven't embarrassed her yet here tonight, so 9 years, sorry. Sorry about that. Back to Obamacare, folks. We're starting to see the memos come out from our major corporations telling us how much more Obamacare is costing and what it's doing to their bottom line. And make no mistake, when we are in this economy that we are in today, we are not only competing in Wisconsin for jobs, we're competing across the globe. So a business like Harley Davidson, and I'm not suggesting they're thinking of leaving or anything else like that, but the point is when we make it harder for them to do business and more expensive for them to do business in the United States of America, the probability of a company like that leaving just keeps going up. And folks, they are businesses, and they do look at their bottom line, and if they can't take in more money than they're spending, they are going to go someplace else that allows them to take in more money than they're spending. My job for the last 4 or 5 years, basically with our companies, is a very simple to understand. We have to take in more money than we spend, or we can't stay in business. So when we do things like pass Obamacare and it raises the cost of doing business, it's extremely detrimental. As a business owner, I shouldn't get going on Obamacare. I'll be here all night. As a business owner, I have to tell you what scares me the most personally about it. If you've looked at that bill carefully, the government is now going to decide what is a permitted and accepted insurance plan, and you have to conform to their accepted plans as a business owner. What I prefer to do is sit down with our employees, talk together about what we should be doing, and then go forward and do that. And I don't want Obama or anybody else, the United States government, telling me I'm giving my employees too much. And I don't want them telling me that if my employees choose a different plan, that it's not good enough. That should be something that my employees and me as a business owner sit down and decide together so that we can move forward. So that loss of freedom is something I'm really concerned about. Now you ask on the constitutionality part of it, would I support questioning the constitutionality? To my knowledge, we have never before seen the United States federal government mandate that you, a local citizen in this state, have to buy a private sector product, because that's what's been done in this bill. In this bill, the United States government says to you, you have to buy insurance, and if you do not, we are going to fine you. I do not believe that that is constitutional. I believe the 10th Amendment specifically says if it is not mentioned in the Constitution, then the rights to do these sorts of things belong to the states, but more importantly, to the people. So I do not believe that the bill is constitutional. Would I support J.B. Van Hollen having the power, and would I empower J.B. Van Hollen, if I were governor, to fight it on the grounds of constitutionality? I definitely would. I would like to encourage our folks to go to our website at markforgov.com. You will find a petition there, and if you are opposed to Obama health care, by all means sign that petition and join us in an effort. The petition says, Jim Doyle, please allow J.B. Van Hollen to participate and/or Assembly and/or State Senate. And one more thing on this. Republicans oftentimes get tagged as Dr. No. So I've just been Dr. No. I do not agree with Obamacare, and it should be stopped. We have also published on our website a 10-point plan that I hope you all would take a good look at and help me make it better. Again, I don't have that white horse. We've got those 10 points posted out there. Help me make them better. It's 10 ideas to improve health care, cost, access, and quality in the state of Wisconsin. Let me do a couple things. There's tort reform in there to the point where if a doctor inadvertently makes a mistake, this is not intentional, so there's inadvertent malpractice, that the non-economic damages would be capped. Major control of cost, and allows doctors now to participate in regular medicine as opposed to defensive medicine. If you are an employee or an employer, you would be allowed under our plan to deduct 110% of the cost of your health insurance. So if you are a business owner providing that insurance to your employees, doing what we would like to see, you get a tax cut in that you can now write off all the cost of your insurance plus 10% more. If you are an employee and you are paying a portion of your health care, you get to deduct what you're paying in that at 110% as well. So if you're paying $40 a month or $50 a month as part of your health care, you would get to deduct it. Equally important, Wisconsin ag industry is so important in our state. We have a lot of folks out there that are buying their own individual insurance as ag owners. They would get to deduct that at 110% of the cost. Health savings plans. Under the Obama plan, they cut back on they put additional restrictions on health savings accounts that are detrimental to encouraging health savings accounts. I would do exactly the opposite. What we do at our company is we buy a $3,000 deductible policy and we deposit $3,000 into a savings account on behalf of our people. Now let me tell you how this works. It's so important. As a business owner, it saves money. As governor, if we can have health savings plans for our state employees, it's going to save a boatload of money. And our employees, they've got virtually 100% coverage, so if you've got $3,000 sitting in a savings account, think how this impacts the cost of health insurance. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. One of our employees needed an MRI, and they asked the doctor, well, what do I do? Where do I go? And the doctor said, we can go right here. How much? They're $3,000, so they're paying the bill, so out came the question, how much? $1,800. Do I have any other choices, doctor? Well, yeah, you can go down the street. How much down there? $1,200. Any other choices? It's 30 miles, but if you drive 30 miles, I know a place you can get it done for $600. Now, our employees, they're not dumb people. They said, well, wait a second. $600, $1,200, $1,800, is there a difference in quality? I mean, is one better than the other? No, an MRI is an MRI, the doctor says. Folks, $1,800, $1,200, or $600. Obviously, the employee got it done for $600. Think of the impact on health care costs when the people start asking for that cost and start being the market-driven solutions to control costs that we should be looking for. So also in this plan, you will find an option that we would like to give to our state employees for health savings accounts, and initially it would be an option, and I suspect as they find out how good they are and beneficial to them, that it would spread widely and save the taxpayers in this state a boatload of money. And one more thing for access, because we have a lot of folks with access problems. Everybody in the state, anybody sitting in this room, me, you, any of us, would be allowed to purchase the same insurance plan that our state employees have or that our elected officials have. You have to pay for it, but you would be allowed access to the program, the same program that our elected officials and our state employees would have access to. And again, you do have to pay for it, but at least that solves the access problem that everyone in the state of Wisconsin now has access to insurance. So access, cost, and quality is the focus. There are 10 points there. Take a look at them, folks. If you've got ideas that are better, if you think something there is bad, let me know. That's what this is all about. Today we live in a world of social networking. We have more people on our Facebook today. If you have not joined us, I encourage you to do so. We have more people on our Facebook than any other Republican gubernatorial candidate in the country. We're at 45,000, maybe 46,000 people following us at this point. And the advantage of a Facebook social networking tool is that instead of the political people acting like God that they know the answers to everything, they can instead present a plan like what we've done with health care and get your feedback and your input on it so that compositely we can write a bill that is actually better than what the elected official might have done in the first place. And I'm very, very concerned that you all participate in this because that's how government is supposed to be. Folks, when America was formed, there were a small number of people and they were like all involved and people would put their business aside, serve in government, and go back to their business. That's when America was formed. It's how we got to where we are. It's what made America great. Then we went to this point where there's so many people per elected official that you can't hardly get to all the folks. There are 5.5 million people in the state of Wisconsin. If I get to 1,000 a day, I couldn't possibly get to all the people. So then it became extremely expensive to communicate with mass communication. Well, what's happening, I'd like to suggest, is that we are going back to where we were earlier in our country in terms of allowing you to participate in a very real way in government, because the social networking communication is the future in this state and in this country, and all of you are once again empowered to be involved in what's actually going on in your government. All right, I should take another question instead of going on. I can go on that all night.